I'm halfway through my pregnancy now, and I've been doing some baby shopping, and I just kind of wanted to come on here and kind of do a baby haul. I know that not everyone's going to be interested in that. That's okay. Just letting you know right off the bat. We're doing a big baby haul. I mean, like big. It's like all of the stuff that I've gotten for this little baby coming so far. And so much more will come. But it's just so much fun talking about like the first few baby purchases. I have been sticking all of the stuff for baby in this big, beautiful basket. As you can see, it is full. I could probably do some better organization. I think we're gonna start with secondhand baby purchases, like thrifted clothes. And I just have like such a variety of stuff in here. So let's just start with some cute baby clothes. I haven't really like announced this on social media, but all of our friends and family know that we're having a girl. A lot of these are pretty girly. I would like to say that I am trying to buy things that are more gender neutral. We do plan to have more kids after this baby, and so obviously there's a 50-50 chance that we're gonna have a boy someday, and so I am trying to keep some of the purchases gender neutral, but girl stuff is just so fun, and I just cannot resist. So it is very girly, a lot of it. Okay, I obviously have gotten like so many little baby onesies and stuff. This is from Goodwill. Oh my god, I'm dying. $3. I am almost positive that this is a like brand new, unwashed, unworn onesie, and I got it for $3. And this one could obviously be gender neutral too. They kind of go together. Some cute little baby pants. I love yellow. I love yellow everything, especially like a buttery yellow like this. It's got a cute little cat on it. I don't know, I thought they were cute. $2. Can't go wrong with a white onesie. $1. Before finding out the gender of our baby, I was trying to get stuff that was mostly gender neutral, and I have a hyperfixation with stripes apparently. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, all gender neutral so far. 5, a cute little pink one. And I just am insanely obsessed with these little stripes. They're all $1, so that's like 5 onesies for $1. Some little girly pants, $1. This cutesy little pointel pink onesie, $2. I got these like little joggers. I would consider these to be gender neutral. $1. A little polka dot pink onesie, also $1. This is actually like kind of the first time I'm like actually pulling it all out and looking at it at once. And I'm so in love, and I cannot wait to dress this baby. This kind of sleeper onesie, it's actually from Burt's Bees Babies. What the heck? That's such a kind of a tongue twister. They do organic cotton. All of their stuff is organic cotton. And so if I just see this at the thrift store, I have to get it. Plus stripes, that's gender neutral. This was $1. I got this cutie little diaper cover for a girl, I would guess. $2. A long sleeve white onesie, $2. That's the thrifted baby clothes. Then I have like random stuff in here. I have some fabrics that I think would be cute for some baby clothes. All of this is thrifted and stuff that I've actually been saving for years because it gives baby vibes to me. And they're like smaller pieces. Like this is just like a placemat. So it's definitely not anything like big enough to make anything for me, but this would be like such cute striped baby pants, or a striped maybe baby like overall vibe. Both of these are flannels, which I think are kind of controversial. You're not really supposed to dress kids in flannels because they are not fire retardant. This is what I had heard in college. I don't know what the regulations are now, but I thought that I could use them in like a jacket or something. Like something that they're not going to be sleeping in, like pajamas, but like the lining of a coat or something like that. Kind of along those lines, I've also stuck this little bag of yarn because I am into knitting and would love to knit some, you know, some clothing pieces for this little baby. I heard that a good yarn to use for baby clothes is merino wool. I don't know why. I think because it's soft and not super fibery and itchy. And I had found this bag of merino wool cakes at Goodwill. There's actually one more of these balls that's kind of like a cranberry red that I've already pulled out and I was doing swatches with. I think it'd be cute to make like a little purple set, maybe some like gray knit pants maybe. I was gonna make a red cardigan for her. So yeah, I just have stuff that in there also. It's just all baby stuff. Next, let's do something I am making for the baby. I'm currently working on a baby quilt. I started this a few days ago. I've been wanting to make a baby quilt for a while, but it took me so long to nail down a pattern that felt like classic and feminine, but not crazy. So I just finished this quilt top the other day, or yesterday. I finished it yesterday. I love the colors. It is so cute. I have drawn out where I'm gonna, I've never finished a full quilt before, and I'm actually kind of excited about it. I want to hand quilt all of the layers together by like, you know, like needle and thread and stitching it. I think it just gives such a homey, cozy vibe, and it looks very classic and organic and homemade, and kind of like vintagey. And so yeah, I really want to hand quilt the layers all together. So that's the purpose of these like drawn little pinwheel flower sort of things, is on these I'm just gonna quilt a line through these diagonal lines, but then for this big area I want to do these like pinwheel flower sort of things. So I've drawn them all over the quilt. It might look concerning, me drawing on it. I found these really cool sewing pens on Amazon. You know, I've seen the sewing pens where they're either water soluble or what's the other one? Like they just fade with time, I think is the other one. But these pens are heat, I don't know, activated. It's like you can write on the fabric and then you go over it with your iron and it disappears. And it is like crazy to me. It's like, it's the best sewing tool ever, and I just got them on Amazon. I tested it the other day to make sure that there's absolutely nothing left, and it's really like magic. So I'm excited about that, and I'm probably going to work on finishing this quilt in the next few days. Just depends on how long it takes me to hand quilt it. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's really cute. It's something handmade that I'm working on for the baby. It's actually like the first thing that I have made for the baby so far, which is kind of crazy considering that I'm halfway through. But I have just struggled a lot with nausea in my pregnancy, and which affects my motivation a lot too. And I'm finally starting to feel a lot better, and so yeah, there are lots of things that I would love to make for this baby. I'd love to make some cute Sunday dresses for the baby, or I don't know, I'll like put some handmade inspo that I have for baby clothes. I'm sure that I will be getting to it all at some point. I'm only halfway through. I still got a while to do some projects for this little baby. So next I wanted to talk about a purchase that I'm actually like super excited for. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know this, but I am a sustainability girl. I love thrifting. I love DIY and hand making things. Just, you know, doing your best to be a little more sustainable. I'm not a perfect sustainable person, but I do my best. You know, the majority of my wardrobe, I would say like 95% of my wardrobe at least, is thrifted or handmade. I make a big effort to seek things that are sustainably made. Also, I believe that like the materials that you purchase and use make a big difference in sustainability. Like wearing a wool sweater versus an acrylic sweater is better for your skin, it's better for the environment, and it lasts in your wardrobe a lot longer. And so I think sustainability helps the consumer a lot more than people maybe think it does. I don't think you have to be buying brand new wool sweaters all the time, but you could go to the thrift store with some time and a little more effort. You can find really awesome wool sweaters for a fraction of the price, and they last in your wardrobe forever if you take good care of them. So yeah, I'm really passionate about sustainability. Again, I'm not a perfect sustainable person, but it is something that I strive for every day. And like I said, I think it really benefits the consumer as well. You know, like cotton apparel is gonna last you longer than polyester apparel, and it's also better for your skin and breathability and stuff like that. So anyways, something that I have really wanted to do for this baby is cloth diapering. It's something that I have kind of wanted to do for a few years and like always thought that I would probably do when we had a baby. Yeah, since getting pregnant, I've done a lot of research. My husband is, I wouldn't say he's thrilled about the idea. He's not like opposed to it either. I think the part he will love about it is how much money it'll end up saving us in the long run to cloth diaper. Just to go over kind of like the math that I have done. To disposable diaper a baby is $1,000 for a year. But to cloth diaper a baby, you do have to, you know, spend some initial money, like a few $100s, like $300 maybe to $500. It depends on the company that you go with. But then you just reuse the same diapers the entire year. You only have to spend that initial few $100s, and if you take good care of them, you can reuse those same diapers for other babies. in years to come. And so it's like, you know, by the time we get to our second baby, we might not have to buy any cloth diapers, or diapers in general, which obviously would save us so much money instead of, you know, paying at least $1,000 a year on diapers. So it does take a little bit more effort. You obviously have to wash them. With exclusively breastfed babies, you actually can just throw the diapers into the wash and it's like completely, like everything is completely water soluble. Once they start eating like solid foods, that's when you have to kind of like, you know, scrape the poop or whatever, pop it out of the diapers before throwing them into the wash. So that's when it kind of like becomes a little bit more effort, but otherwise you're just doing more laundry. Plus, disposable diapers are oftentimes not good materials. A fact about disposable diapers is that they take 500 years to decompose. So every diaper that has ever existed still exists. It has not decomposed. Yeah, imagine putting something that doesn't decompose on your baby every day. If they're not good for the environment and they're not very good for your baby either, I feel really positive and encouraged about the idea of cloth diapering. So there's lots of companies to choose from, and I think it all just comes down to your preferences and your budget. The company that I have decided to go with is Assembly. The main reason that I have decided to go with Assembly is because to me they appear to be the easiest of the disposable diapers. They are more on the pricey side, but again, like, it's gonna pay off compared to disposable diapers. So yeah, they seem easier to me because there's no inserts. You have an inner diaper and an outer diaper. The inner diaper, like there is no inserts, but they are still like super absorbent. With other diapers, they have these sort of inserts that are just like kind of on, you know, separate, and then you like stuff them into like the outer diapers. So it's like more effort and things to keep track of, and like you can't just throw it in the wash and then like fold it up and put it in the drawer. You have to put it in the wash and then stuff it into the diaper. It just seems like a little more effort, and since my husband's already kind of you know, not super excited about cloth diapering, I thought, well, let's go with the easiest route, so it's easy and we don't have to worry about stuffing diapers. So yeah, they are also, what I love about them is that the inner diapers are made from organic cotton, but organic cotton is just like the best kind of material to put right up on your baby's bum. Yeah, they're super absorbent. They've got like 2 additional little pads sewn into them, and you just pop that on your baby and then you put a cover on top of that. Obviously we don't have this baby yet, so we haven't tried it yet, but the outers are just like waterproof, just to make sure that nothing leaks. And you don't have to change these every time you change your baby. They're supposed to last, you know, a while, like a few changes before you have to change the outer. That's kind of the breakdown. I've decided to go with Assembly diapers. I'm really excited about it. The company itself, I feel like I can trust, and the materials I feel like I can trust, and so yeah, I'm just excited about this diaper company. I also think that they are really cute. Assembly had a big sale for Earth Day a couple of months ago. I don't even remember when Earth Day was. I took advantage of the sale and got loads of diapers, diaper inserts mainly, because I think it was like 25 or 30% off like everything, and so I was like, this is the best sale ever, I gotta take advantage of it now. We do have lots of these on our registry also. It's just inevitable, like not everything is gonna get bought from your registry, so I just knew that we were gonna have to end up buying some of these anyways. So I have gotten like half of what we need for the first size. Before that, I had picked out a few outer diapers too. So the inner diapers that we have so far are all the first size because that's what we'll need first. And then the outer diapers that I have gotten so far are all second size because they're kind of like spring and summery prints, and which she's gonna be a fall baby, and so she doesn't need any of these spring or summer prints until next year. I just was so in love with these colors that I just wanted to grab a few of them just in case they're not around next year. Like this one is from their spring collection. And it is so stinking cute. I did put a first size of this on my registry too, just because it is so stinking cute. I freaking love it for a girl. And yeah, it's not gender neutral, but we'll probably have another girl someday too. This little lemony yellow is cute too, gender neutral. And then I got this blueberry one because it's just like, so cute. I also feel like this is gender neutral and I would definitely use this on a boy. So, but we will obviously get lots more diapers. We're hoping to, you know, get some of those from our registry, but yeah, we'll see. That's most of the stuff that I've been purchasing or working on. I did want to show you guys two more things that we have purchased. The last things that we have purchased so far for this baby are cribs, kind of. We've purchased a cradle / bassinet and a crib for the baby. And I love a vintage vibe. Both of these I got from Facebook Marketplace. First, this is just a piece of it. They're obviously big pieces, and so I'm not going to show you all of it, but we got a cute vintage cradle or bassinet. I'll insert an image of what it actually looks like. It is a vintage Jenny Lind style cradle. It is so freaking cute. I got it for $30 on Facebook Marketplace, and my goal is to strip the white paint because it's like somebody just painted it themselves. I'm gonna strip the white paint off to expose like the wood, and I just want it to be like a raw wood vibe. So here's a picture of what it probably originally looked like with like its original stained wood, but somebody painted over it. My goal is to get it down all the way to just like stripped wood vibe, like this crib. So I have all the pieces or whatever. I have started to strip it a little bit. This is just kind of a test strip. I am pregnant, and so I have to be careful what kind of like chemicals I use, and I've heard that like the safest paint stripper to use when pregnant is the citrus strip, which I already had some. I had used it to strip a stain off of our dining table before we had gotten married, and it was such a mess. It created just gooey globbiness. It was such a mess. And so I was kind of nervous that it was just going to create a gooey mess with this project too. So I did a little test just to see what to expect, and it was much cleaner with paint than it had been with the stain on the table. So I'm just going to use the citrus strip that I have. It's just, you know, I just actually got to dedicate the time to do it. The hardest part is that, like, is going to be the cleanup. I really desperately wish that I had access to like an outdoor hose or something, but you know, we live in an apartment and do not have access to a hose, so I just gotta find a way to be able to, you know, strip these and clean them off without creating a mess. So yeah, I'm excited about that though. So obviously the baby can't stay in this little cradle forever. This is going to be kind of our bedside crib while the baby's pretty small and not really sleeping through the night and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like up to 5 or 6 months, you know, depending on when she outgrows it. And then the last thing, the most recent thing that we have purchased is a full crib for the baby to transition to. Yeah, that is also Jenny Lynn style. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace again for $40. It is older, but I wouldn't say it's vintage. And it's also painted white, which I don't mind. You know, I don't mind white furniture per se, but living in apartments, the walls are classically painted white, and so it's like white on white on white, like everything's just gonna blend in, and so I would rather it not be white. I would love to have a stripped wood crib also, but I just don't think it's going to be as attainable with the full crib because it's much larger. The paint job is also better on the crib because it was, you know, meant to be that way. It wasn't like someone went over it with paint later. And so instead I'm just going to paint it a different color. And like I said earlier in this video, I'm a big fan of pale yellow. Like, I have a lot of pale yellow in my wardrobe. I think it's a really cute baby color. You know, I've got baby clothes with pale yellow. Yeah, it's just a color that I really love. And I think it would be a cute way to make the crib stand out from the wall, but not look like too contrasty. So the goal is for it to be kind of a pale buttery yellow, like this image. I wish I had like a paint sprayer so that I could make it super perfect. I think I'll end up just using some more natural spray paints. I've been doing some research. If you have a spray paint company or brand that is like low VOC and, you know, more natural ingredients, water-based, let me know. I think I found one on Amazon that should work and has the right color and stuff, so I'm probably gonna do that if everything looks right. You know, I'm gonna have to do a test and see if I like the color and everything, but yeah, the goal is to paint the crib yellow, and I think that will work for future babies too. You know, it works for a girl, but it obviously would work for a boy too, and I just love the color yellow. So yeah, those are all of the baby purchases. Obviously there's like loads more to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're expecting a baby coming soon, drop it down below. Boy, girl, are you having a summer, fall, winter baby? Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.